Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and oh boy, I'm hot. It's really hot here. It's really sunny outside. I put on a shirt that's very warm. You know, it kind of itches and scratches. But anyway, regarding that exact topic, it is completely related. I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Godzilla vs. Kong movie. Anyway guys, so here's the thing. My last video I was reviewing the Kong Skull Island movie, you know, and when I say last, I mean literally because I just finished recording it like a few minutes ago, you know, and I was trying to restrain myself from not getting into too much detail about Godzilla and Kong because I wanted to save it for this video here, you know. Now, as you guys should know, recently there were a series of trailers for the upcoming movie, you know, and the internet has been picking this trailer apart, you know, all over the damn place, you know. There have been so many theories so far about what could be, you know, happening, what's gonna go down, you know, and I wanted to do sort of like a series of things here, you know. Firstly, I wanted to kind of do a little trailer review, you know, kind of analyze it in real time and also talk about both of these legendary monsters and also give my personal opinion, my personal theory about what's going to happen and who I think is going to win this epic brawl of two giants, okay? Now, here's the thing. I was considering inserting the trailer here, you know, just to so you guys can watch it, you know, but I think that's it's going to be a waste of time, and I don't know if I can even get the trailer, you know, without suffering a copyright claim from YouTube, you know, and I think it's much better for you guys just to so let's do this. If you still haven't watched the trailer, I'm gonna leave a link to it up here. Just click on this link right here and it'll take you straight to the trailer that I'm gonna be reviewing, okay? Go and watch the trailer, then come right back here to this video, okay? So you can actually watch the rest of my little review thing, okay? So you guys go and watch the trailer now, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait for that to happen. Okay, did you watch it? Alright, cool. If you didn't and you want to proceed anyway, well, then you're gonna have a few spoilers here. But anyway, so here's the thing. The trailer is a very large scale thing, you know, a lot of things happen, and movie trailers are notorious for showing their best moments on camera, you know. Sometimes they even spoil a movie, you know. They spoil a major plot point by showing too much in the trailer, you know. So sometimes there's not even a lot of hype to see the movie. But anyway, with this one, I think there's a lot to be analyzed. There's so much more under the surface, you know, that you really should try to understand. And the reason that I had been watching the other movies before is to try to understand what's going on. But then again, there are only three, right? There was Godzilla back in 2014, you know, the remake of the series, and then there was the 2017 Kong Skull Island, and then 2 years later in 2019 we got Kong King of the Monsters, you know. So I think it was really cool. I think it was nice to the way that they are not only rebooting these two epic franchises, but also connecting them, you know. And the last time we saw this happening was back in 1962 in the original Kong vs. Godzilla movie, which sucked, a Japanese movie. And now we're going to get a rematch, you know. In case you guys don't know, in the original movie in the early 60s, Kong actually won, but it was ambiguous because both of the characters fell into a lake, you know, into the ocean, and then only Kong surfaced and swam away. But we all know that Godzilla can't swim, so I don't think that, like, Godzilla can't really drown, for example. But what I think happened is that maybe they left it ambiguous, you know, intentionally. But if you're going to try to give a clear-cut winner, then you can say that Kong pretty much won. But because this is going to be a rematch of epic proportions, you know, I mean, logic would dictate that Godzilla would win, you know, to try to get revenge, but we have to analyze both of these critters individually, you know. And first of all, we have to realize that Kong is a huge ape, and in the last movie on Kong Skull Island, he was actually 100 feet tall, but he actually kept growing more and more to finally match up with Kong. And if you guys see the trailer, you're gonna see that Kong is actually at eye level, you know. He's actually at eye level with Godzilla, even just maybe a few inches taller, you know. It really depends on what exactly you're going for. But anyway, now I'm going to insert a little clip of the trailer here, you know, so I can emphasize what I'm talking about, if I can, of course. And you guys, even if whether or not you guys watched the full trailer that I left the link to before, I'm gonna leave a little clip of it here. Okay, so that kind of serves to show you how big both of these guys are. You know, Godzilla has already been huge ever since his first outing. I don't think he has grown anymore, but Kong certainly has. And it's weird because Kong actually looks ancient now. Like, he actually looks like an old man. You know, it's almost like he has a white beard or something, you know? So he's much older and obviously much stronger. When it comes to sheer brute strength, I'm pretty sure Kong takes it home because he has really big arms. You know, he packs a punch with his fists, you know, and he can lift, you know, several times his own body weight. And we're talking about a creature who took down, you know, a huge skull crawler when he was still just a kid in his own movie back in 2017, you know. And Kong has always been known for sheer brute strength, you know. He's always been known to be able to pick up massive objects and hurl them at his enemies, you know. And he's taken down quite a few titans, you know. In the Peter Jackson movie back in 2005, he actually took down 3 V-Rexes on his own, you know. But then again, let's focus on the actual Kong that's been established in this new verse here, you know. So now, the thing with that is that I think that he can do a lot of devastating damage with his hands. You know, he can probably pick Godzilla up and wrestle him. You know, I'm pretty sure that he has a lot more strength in his arms than Godzilla has in his. Godzilla, when it comes right down to it, is essentially a dinosaur. You know, his arms are small, not like a T-Rex. You know, they are far from useless. You know, he can actually claw and do a lot of damage with his hands. You know, but I think that Kong wins by sheer brutality alone. You know, because he doesn't really have a lot of special abilities. You know, he can't really breathe fire like Godzilla, his atomic breath. But I think that when it comes down to physicality, Kong really takes it home, you know. And I mean, it's really hard to argue, guys. You know, when it comes to Kong, I mean, well, you know. Now, when we're talking about Godzilla, we have an established monster, you know, in cinematic history ever since the 50s, I believe, was his first movie, you know. So Godzilla has been growing, you know. He, in my opinion, people say that Kong is much more famous than Godzilla, you know, but I think it's because Godzilla started off as an American monster, you know, and he got a lot more fame because he actually started in Hollywood. Even though he has way fewer movies than Godzilla. Godzilla is much more famous in Japan than in the United States. That goes without saying. But I still think that because of his time, the amount of movies that he has established himself as a much more firm kaiju in the series, you know. In case you guys don't know, kaiju is the Japanese term for monsters, so that's what we're going to call these things here. Godzilla obviously has a lot, he was exposed to a nuclear radiation of sorts that made him grow to epic proportions, depending on which origin story you want to believe, which one the movie is establishing. And his biggest power is obviously his atomic breath, which can demolish. That's how he killed the Mutos in his 2014 outing, you know. So we have a lot of different abilities here for these two, you know. And Godzilla, I think, invokes a lot more fear than Kong, you know, because he looks more intimidating. He can actually swipe with his tail, you know, so that can do a lot of damage too. And I think that he, even though he might lack in the physical strength department, I think he makes up for it in special abilities, you know. And he can swim. I don't think Kong can breathe underwater. I think Godzilla can. I think Godzilla is primarily an aquatic animal, you know, and there isn't an origin story that says that he was actually kind of an iguana who was exposed to a nuclear explosion that actually made him, you know, grow to the way he did, you know. So it's all about radiation, that kind of thing, mutations. So I think that because Godzilla has these abilities, like he can power up his atomic breath and really demolish an entire city, I don't think Kong can really take a chance. Like, if Kong takes an atomic breath right to the face, I don't think he might survive it, but it's gonna definitely do a lot of damage, you know. And so I think that because of this, you know, there is sort of like a stalemate, you know. You can't deny that Godzilla is, you know, well, he is the king of the monsters for a reason, you know. You could say Kong is the king of Skull Island, you know. There was actually a saying some time ago in an analysis of these two that it said that Godzilla is a king and Kong is Kong is the king and Godzilla is a god, because in Godzilla's lore, the mythology of the movie, he actually is considered a god along with King Ghidorah, Mothra, you know, way back in the day. And this new trailer shows that there was a war way back in the day, so this is actually a rematch. But anyway, Godzilla, I think, is you can't underestimate this guy. Now, regarding the upcoming movie, there's a little synopsis here that I'm going to read for you guys now. Legends collide in Godzilla vs. Kong as these mythic adversaries meet in a spectacular battle for the ages, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Okay, Kong and his protectors undertake a perilous journey to find his true home. which apparently is not Skull Island. And with them is Gia, a young orphan girl with whom he has formed a unique and powerful bond. But they unexpectedly find themselves in the path of an enraged Godzilla, cutting a swath of destruction across the globe. The epic clash between the two titans, instigated by unseen forces, is only the beginning of the mystery that lies deep within the core of the Earth, which is what was said by Legendary and Warner Bros. Now, here's the thing. A few things that we have to understand here. Kong is apparently on a boat and he's very docile. It doesn't really seem like he's being taken against his will, as has been established before in other movies. But it seems like he's willingly going with the humans somewhere. You know, he's being taken somewhere else, and that's when they cross paths with Godzilla, who is apparently killing humans for no reason. It's like he's gone rabid or something, because Godzilla has always been viewed as the protector of humanity, even though the way he protects it is by demolishing entire cities and killing a lot of people, you know, a lot of innocent lives. But he does, you know, kill the other monster, so it's kind of like having a common enemy, and it was seen as like the hero, the savior, you know, sort of, you know. And for some reason in this movie he goes berserk, you know, he's attacking everyone and killing them for no reason, indiscriminately. It's like he's gone rogue, you know, like he doesn't care anymore, like he's abusing his power. And that's where Kong comes in to try to be the true savior and try to actually save the humans, you know. It wasn't really very clear, you know, who is the antagonist and the protagonist, you know, because both of these monsters have been established in their own respective movies as first being the antagonist and then later becoming the protagonist, you know. So now it's actually really hard to determine who is good or bad here. There is a theory going around that Mechagodzilla is also in the fray, because there is a very blink and you'll miss a shot of what seems to be Godzilla raining down fire on some civilians, but if you actually look closely, it seems like it's actually a robot of sorts. So, and historically, Mechagodzilla, way back in one of his first movies, he actually disguised himself as Godzilla. Like, he was wearing a Godzilla suit that made him look like the real thing, but it was actually him in disguise, and he was pretending to be Godzilla so he could actually destroy the humans, you know, attack the cities and all of that, and kill people. And that's when Godzilla fought him, and that's when you find out that it's actually a mechanized version of him. Oh my god, seriously, stop. And there is I hate these people so much next door. You guys have no idea. I have such a hatred for these people. Like, if I see them on the street, I'll anyway, so there is a theory going around that the Godzilla that we are seeing is actually a red herring. What we think is the real Godzilla going rogue and attacking everyone is actually Mechagodzilla in disguise. Now, here's the thing. Can I please take this hammer and slam it on this guy's face? So now, here's the thing. I know that the Godzilla that we see in the trailer looks very realistic. It looks like the real thing, but you never know, guys. You never know. I mean, we're talking about something that can obviously disguise itself to look very much like the real thing. Once you see the movie, it might actually be a little bit more clearer, you know, what exactly is going on. What if, like, the Mechagodzilla, if you look closely, has red eyes instead of Godzilla's regular eyes, you know? There might be a few details that we're not seeing yet that we have to watch the full movie to understand. It's a very good theory, actually. It's a very good theory, and would be an obvious remake of taking a character from before and using it. There are talks that we could actually see a Mecha King Ghidorah, you know, coming back, because King Ghidorah was killed by Godzilla, you know, and in the post-credit scene, we see one of the villains finding one of Ghidorah's heads, so maybe they can use that to do some kind of engineering to make a mechanized version. So I have a feeling that we're not going to see only Godzilla and King Kong in this movie. I have a feeling that we're going to see more, you know. It might not be like King of the Monsters territory where we see a bunch of different kaiju, you know. I think that's going to be overkill. But I think that we're going to see a lot of we might see a few different ones. There might be a few surprises. I am betting that it's going to be Mechagodzilla. I think we're going to see Mechagodzilla. Maybe Mecha King Ghidorah, but I'm not too sure about that. There is a chance that, you know, it's Mechagodzilla impersonating, you know. It's actually, I'm gonna take advantage of the opportunity to leave a link to this video by Film Theory, where he actually talked about exactly that, which one of these two will win. And he actually goes into detail about there being a possibility of Mechagodzilla being the one responsible, and then the real Godzilla emerges, and that's when he joins forces with Kong, and they both battle Godzilla's doppelganger, you know. But there is a chance that all of that can be thrown out the window, and it really is the real Godzilla who just got pissed at something, you know, maybe something affected his line of thought, like maybe that what was it called? I forgot. The tool that we had back in Godzilla King of the Monsters that affected the kaiju to a certain degree and kind of made them attack people. So maybe there's an unseen force provoking Godzilla and making him lose his mind and wanting to cause so much destruction, and that might actually be what's going on. And then Kong has to put a stop to him, and we don't know if it's going to be a definitive stop, if one of them is going to die, or if, you know, we're gonna find some, it's gonna be another ambiguous ending, or there's gonna be a stalemate, you know. But one thing is for sure, I'm pretty sure this is the final movie in the Monsterverse. That's what it is actually marketed as. I think it's going to be marketed, if I'm not mistaken. It's the 12th film in the, oh, look at this, the 36th film in the Godzilla franchise, the 12th film in the King Kong franchise, and the 4th one. No, that's not it. Okay, so looking into it a little bit more, it doesn't seem to be any information that this is going to be the last one, but I'm pretty sure it will be. I'm pretty sure that, you know, after 2 Godzilla movies and 1 Kong movie, they're going to kind of culminate them, you know, in this one here and see what exactly is going to happen. And I'm really anxious. I'm really, really curious. I really want to know what's going to happen. And here's the thing, guys. Here is the thing. I am officially placing my bet right now, you know. Now, which one of these do I think is gonna win? Well, historically speaking, back in '62, Kong did technically win the first time, you know, and we could probably argue that they're gonna try to do sort of like a vengeance kind of thing where Godzilla wins, but then again, Godzilla did just come from a victory in King of the Monsters, so there could be a chance that he's due for a loss against Kong, you know, but I am placing my bets on Godzilla. There are a number of reasons why I think Godzilla is gonna win. The first one is because historically he technically lost back in '62, and even though it's obviously not connected, they're not exactly remaking that movie, I still think it makes more sense for Godzilla to win because it would really truly establish him as the true king of the monsters, you know, a godlike entity who is really going to be taking over the world, you know, who is the supreme. And Kong is an ape, you know, obviously not a normal gorilla, but still an ape, and Godzilla has very powerful, almost mystic-like abilities, you know, and I don't think Kong can win a battle with brute strength, you know. So what I think is gonna happen is that Godzilla is gonna win. Whether or not that means Kong is gonna die, I don't know. I don't know if one of them is going to die, but I do believe that Godzilla in some capacity is going to win the battle, unless it's something like Batman versus Superman, where like Batman pretty much technically won, but he didn't kill Superman because then we had Doomsday coming up. So it might actually be what's gonna happen. Like maybe Godzilla is gonna win the battle, but before he can kill Kong, we find the common enemy emerges, you know. But I do think that in some capacity, if there is a win and a loss, I think Godzilla's gonna win, you know. So whether I'm wrong or right, I'm placing my bets on Godzilla, and that's pretty much it. And we are going to find out later this year when the movie comes out on, when is it due? It's going to come out on March 24th internationally and March 31st in the United States. How does that make any sense? Oh, it's gonna release everywhere except the United States on 24th. So wow, holy crap, tomorrow. That's so cool. Wow, that total coincidence. That's where I'm recording this video the day before that it's gonna be released. So, well, I guess this one isn't gonna, I'm going to post it a little bit late, but meh. I guess everyone's gonna know already. I should have recorded this earlier, but that's okay. So I think that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to give. I'm gonna put my tablet down here so I don't accidentally drop it. But I think that what's gonna happen is that Godzilla's gonna win, and everyone is going to know. Depending on who watches this movie, all of you are gonna know who wins, you know. And well, I'm not gonna have watched it yet, so I'm gonna have to see what happens. And please don't spoil it for me, please don't ruin it. Those of you living in the United States, you're gonna watch it on the 31st, so hey, maybe this video will be up by then already. I'm gonna try to rush and post a bunch of videos so I can get this one out there already. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, educational, and drop a comment telling me who you prefer, Godzilla or Kong. I'm really excited. I'm really curious to know which ones you guys are into and which one you think is going to win this epic battle. And try to post the comment before the movie comes out, wherever the hell you live.